So my partners and I are specialist healthcare incubators and accelerators. We create new ventures through acquisition and build management teams to optimise and then scale. We identify the opportunities through desk research, mega trend analysis and commercial modelling. In 2018, we spotted an exciting opportunity to dominate an emerging sector in laser tattoo removal. If we got it right, we could not only create a profitable business, but transform the lives of thousands of people, helping them to present on the outside what they feel on the inside. Now, despite having been around for many years, laser tattoo removal is a health service still very much in its infancy. No single company has dominated the market anywhere. We knew that if we could create a value proposition which spoke directly to unmet customer needs and delivered exceptional results, we could dominate this $5 billion industry. We identified leading practices across the US as well as the world's leading laser technology innovators. We raised external capital to put alongside our own and bought a controlling interest in three of the largest and best regarded companies with a combined footprint of well over 30 clinics across the US as well as a mobile service. Together, these businesses serve a diverse population stretching from Manhattan in the east to Salt Lake City heading west, which is a great platform to build on. And then we needed to start to look at the customer experience and the customer journey and build towards a brand that we could all be proud of. And that's where the Tobias team came in, and we had a great time working with them. They really got our business. They worked to understand not just our customers existing, but the ones that should be heading into our studios. They worked well with our teams and created a great platform for us to build the customer journey that's going to help us dominate this industry.
Our audacious plan was to merge these locations under one brand, define and align best practice within a year, and then scale rapidly to 200 clinics in North America, all by 2023. This was much more than just an operational transformation. To be successful and really own the category of tattoo removal, we first had to understand the industry better than anyone else. We understood that to be successful, we needed a partner that could connect with the purpose-driven culture that underpins the tattoo removal industry. We wanted to tap into the latent and unmet needs of customers and build really deep empathy between the business stakeholders, investors, and customers that are largely unaware of the emerging tattoo removal technologies. So we engaged Tobias. I'd worked with Tobias before in transforming the value proposition and service model at Bupa. From this experience, I knew that by taking a strategic design approach, we could create a more valuable offering and reduce any risk of rapid growth.
To create an outstanding service, we needed to understand the entire ecosystem. How tattooing and tattoo removal has evolved and where it's likely to go. So we had to understand the needs, the constraints, and capabilities of everyone and everything within the system. So we started by mapping out an approach to explore all aspects of the service. So from stakeholders to tattoo artists, clinics and their staff, technology partners, and of course the customers. To optimize the value proposition and meet the market needs, we needed to deeply understand the customer needs, both known customers, that is, and also for prospects. To begin scaling the business, we needed to understand what was working well, and then codify this into best practice, which could be shared across the group. In July 2019, our research team hit the road on a 5-week ethnographic research study, engaging with staff and clients in 12 cities right across North America. Our aim was to leverage both qualitative and quantitative research techniques to establish an evidence-based platform on which we could design a service that would be innovative, sustainable, and also make a real impact on the customer experience, the clinical and the business outcomes.
So our research naturally broke down into 3 distinct buckets. We had prospective or current clients, the clinic staff who interact with those clients, and then the recently merged leadership teams. So the objectives of the research phase was to understand the current state of how the companies operate, to then identify pain points and areas for improvement for the client experience, and then to inform the design of a scalable, category-leading clinical experience and end-to-end service. Overall, it's been a fantastic project to work on. We travelled across the US to conduct field research in multiple locations. We really wanted to understand how the service differed between New York, Austin, Houston, Atlanta, Philadelphia, San Antonio, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and Denver. We took an anthropological approach, deeply immersing ourselves in the culture, even to the point of getting a few tattoos ourselves. The backstage research included in-depth one-on-one interviews with 26 staff members, as well as 47 clients in various stages of their removal journey. During the research, we also observed the staff behaviour and tasks in each of the clinics and how they interact with the clients to really gain a holistic view.
We knew that for this venture to succeed, they needed to merge these cultures. So whilst the team was on the road, Simon and I worked in the background with Joe, devising ways to drive connection between the three very different cultures. We came up with a plan which coincided with the research in Manhattan. We created a workshop bringing together the three companies. Our aim was to create a safe and creative context which gave the staff and leadership a chance to think about the possibilities of moving from a small company to joining forces with and learning from other companies to become the industry leader. We used tattoo-inspired illustrations and a voyage of discovery metaphor to explore change. The Trade Wins exercise explored the value that each of the partner organisations could bring to the quest. The Treasure exercise explored the unique value that each company could offer the group. The Ship exercise explored the value that each company hoped to unlock through the new partnership. The Stronger Together workshops were a roaring success. They helped the staff across all the companies consider their own company strengths, what they were lacking, and how joining forces with others might help them be better together.
The team returned to Australia to unpack all the research data that we'd gathered, the notes, recordings, videos, photos, and artefacts. We then performed a really thorough thematic analysis, and we're looking for not only similar behavioural and attitudinal patterns across the cohorts, but also those outliers that help us deliver a much richer, more detailed picture. Using best practice techniques and frameworks, we then synthesised and socialised the vast amount of data that we gathered through our research. During analysis, we organised the findings into meaningful and actionable categories. Once synthesised into themes, we really had a strong sense of what needed to be designed in order to establish this category owning service. But first, we needed to align this with the overarching business strategy. Now, as the project progressed, we were able to translate data into insights through journey maps, service maps, and opportunity areas. Our service design included a plan for how best to scale while still ensuring that staff and clients enjoyed an optimal experience.
After 13 weeks, we were in a very strong position to co-design a value proposition and a roadmap to drive insight into action. The first step, though, was to connect the stakeholders to the insights we'd uncovered through research. So thanks to Joe's amazing leadership and people skills, we were able to bring together all of the stakeholders in Austin, Texas, for 5 very full days where we started to soak them in the research. We knew that to be successful, we'd need to build a deep connection between the investors, the VCs, and the 4 companies that had been acquired, and the research, and align them with a common purpose. So we ramped up our storytelling and visual communication to forge deep connection and drive engagement. It worked a treat. Together, we managed to prioritize each of the opportunity areas on the basis of urgency, value, and effort. And then this in turn informed a strategy which balanced long-term vision with short-term momentum. Together, we ended up defining a detailed 4-year program of work to ensure we could capture the lion's share of this rapidly growing market and set us up for a global transition.
Designing and operationalising an end-to-end experience is where the service design really happens. To ensure we could deliver a premium customer and staff experience at scale, and one that directly links to research insight, we built on the core service design artifacts of journey maps, service maps, and blueprints, and produced a service playbook and operational protocols. This documents best practice and defines how the optimal service is delivered. Additionally, working closely with all the stakeholders, we defined an immediate program of work to bring the service to life. We started by co-designing the new brand based on deep research insight, aligning on brand values, purpose, expression, and a new name, Removery. We created an identity, brand and tone of voice guidelines, and then applied this to a range of different artifacts, including business cards, letterheads, aftercare information, collateral, various marketing materials, and educational materials. Video, digital, and print collateral designed to overcome key barriers to conversion and drive treatment compliance. We provided property location and fit-out specification as well, including layout and customer flows throughout the clinics, wayfinding, signage, and specific clinic ambience and vibe to strive for.
We've built capability through Tobias training our staff in their Manly offices, where they were taught human-centered design and design thinking methods, and also in the US, where they taught the team how to create protocols to ensure a high quality and consistent experience across the group. At the time of this entry, Tobias and the newly formed Removery are working on the brand launch strategy, which is due to coincide with the easing of COVID-19 restrictions in the US throughout June and July of 2020. We were coming into an industry that not many people have had any opportunity to work inside, and the people that we began working with had built their own business, they'd built their own models, they'd grown it from the ground up, and they'd grown it in different ways and in different directions. So ultimately, each of them had pioneered their own business in their own way, and they'd come to slightly different conclusions about various different ways to treat clients, ways to behave, ways to run the business. So what we wanted to do with the research with our customers and our teams was really find those golden nuggets within things that all the different clinics were doing and to bring them all together as a best practice. And I think one of the things that's the highlight for me is getting to a point where we have 153 pages of best practice. And I think at the start of this, we would never have thought that we would get to 5 pages of best practice, but we've got an amazing playbook highlighting the things that customers told us, the things that our team told us that's going to make us the global leader.